Hello everyone and welcome to another Monday. Boy, has it gone quick. I cannot believe it. It has just been incredible. So, my name's Anita Mazzero and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Horsham, Victoria. So, say hi if you're out there. I would love to see you and it would be great to catch up with you. Oh my God, look at my hair. I have been shifting golf carts around. So if you see the red live button, you know that I'm live on Facebook. If not, you'd be watching the replay. But of course, Facebook only keep the replays for 12 months. So once that's gone, but you can go and watch me on YouTube. Just went mentally blank. So, yeah, watch YouTube, and if you do watch YouTube, please subscribe so that I know that you're there as well. So I'm just going to find myself on my iPad because I don't get to see the comments very good on my computer. Hello, Jacinta, and hello, Rhonda. Welcome. How are you both today? So, we've got a beautiful sunny day here. I don't know about anybody else, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I hope you've all had a great Mother's Day yesterday. I certainly did. And it's nothing nicer than spending some time with your family. What have I got to tell you? Oh, we can look at the catalogue this week. I couldn't show you last week because it went live on Tuesday. So there's a lot out there. So we'll have a quick look through. I'm then going to show you some scrapbook pages that some of our team members got together with our upline, and we made some scrapbook pages, which was so much fun. I haven't scrapbooked for years, so to open up one of our kits and discover how easy it was to put the pages together and prepare it, it was really good. Hello, Glenda, and welcome. I hope you had a great Mother's Day yesterday as well. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that. So what I might do is pop the camera down very quick. Hello, Miss Leonie. Long time no see. Good to hear from you. I hope you're keeping well, and it looked like you had a lovely Mother's Day yesterday. So anyway, as I said, I'll pop the camera down because everything I've got is in front of me and down below. So we might as well pop that through. So I'll do that and then we can have a look at what's going on. So make sure I just turn that down and then we'll zoom in for Facebook. There we go. Right. Let those aside for the moment. I wanted to zoom out a little bit. This is the trouble. I have to wait till my screen catches up so I can see whether or not it's allowing me to get in there. I think that might be better. Hope so anyway. Right, our beautiful catalogue. I'm going to have a quick flick through it because you've probably seen a lot of people look at it, but I just wanted to go through it with everyone just so you can see. Oh, I'm so glad you had a great day, Leonie. So it's a very new looking catalogue. We have no more annual catalogues. We have three catalogues a month. Each catalogue will last for 4 months. But there will be staples that I have here that we will have all the time, and you can go to our online store and you can see all the staple products. They are in the catalogue as well. So it's beautifully set out. There's some beautiful stuff around in there. So I'm just going to flick through. Product of the month. We are all getting used to it now, and, you know, like, who wouldn't want to miss out on the product of the month when it's only $9? Especially if you've got an order for $125, $9 is a gift, really. And there's been some great products, some great papers, some great stamps. Last month it was a die, which was absolutely beautiful. Now this month it's vellum, a packet of vellum paper. I've had a quick look at this. I was very lucky that our team leader had it, and it's a nice, thick vellum. So I think everybody will like that, and I think it's really good. So there's some nice colours and designs. I think it's one that you can let your imagination go. So don't ever forget to do that. So when you are shopping, you will find above where you're ordering, there's a little bar that moves across to let you know when you've reached it. You hit the Shop Now button, and when you've hit that, it takes you into the product of the month. And if there's products from the previous month still available, if you haven't bought them, you can purchase one of them. We are only allowed one product of the month per person, and that includes us demonstrators. So we can't buy more than one, but that's the way you can do it. So that's the product of the month for May. So it's great thing to have. Paper pumpkin. It's in Australia this year. Started last month. Our new ones will be getting ready to be shipped out today or tomorrow. So they won't be that far away after today. And it takes, well, I live in the country, so it took about 14 days to come. But that's okay. It came and it was really great. At the moment, if you subscribe, you will be able to buy the add-ons, which are these beautiful little dies. And these dies, like this particular one, was for the first month. The next one's the month of May is Sparkling Creations, which I'm assuming is this little fireworks. That was the word I was looking for. And then there's some butterflies and flowers, which I would assume for the following month. But there's also the word wonderful, which you can use on all three projects. So Paper Pumpkin, $49 a month. You can subscribe 3 monthly, 6 monthly, or 12 monthly. And if you do the pay-as-you-go, if you decide you don't want, say you've bought the pay-as-you-go and you've got the first one, but the other two don't fancy you, you can go in and say pause, and then you can start again when you can see. They do give us enough notice to see what's there, and you can go in and start it again. So you're not bound to having it every month if you don't want a particular one. And if you pay as the month, you can stop it at any time too. So that's another good thing. So it is new to Australia. I was very impressed with the first one. So we'll see how we go with the next few. But it's been in America for a long time, and it's good to see that we've finally got it. There's new grid paper, and it will fit the size of my glass mat, which I think is a great idea. And I saw that there was new grid paper, and I've just ordered grid paper. I said, I don't need it. But after seeing it, I like it, and it'll be good to use to stop glare or anything like that happening off the glass mat. We then get to see about all our kits, essential products that you could use to help you get started. And like here, for a very new beginner, a trimmer, some adhesives, some envelopes or basic note cards and envelopes, some paper, a punch, and some dimensionals. Bang, you're right, you can go. And then you can start adding with ephemera or stamp sets, and then your embellishments and ribbons and so forth that you can finish it all off. So it's great to see it there. I like the fact this is easy to see, and you can let everybody else know about that. So again, it shows you a little bit more about how you can craft simple cards with minimal stamping supplies. And the good thing to let people for letting my customers know, and for you as demonstrators to let your customers know, is the ink spots. If somebody is a bit hesitant of buying stamp pads, they're not sure of what they want, ink spots are a great starting point, and you can go from there. And like $34 for 5 ink spots, it's a great way to get started. Then we start going into the imagination, which is where we all go. So we have our suites. So we have our Bloom Boutique, which is one of our mega suites because it has 2 stamp sets. And this one will be around all year. So that's good to know. It also has a scrapbooking kit. And when you buy the scrapbooking kit, you get designer series paper, 2-tone cardstock, some pre-cut stickers and images, some white willow cardstock, step-by-step instructions, and photo holders. And I'll explain all that in a moment when I show you mine. Waterside Retreat Suite. This is a great suite because this one coordinated with the April Paper Pumpkin. And I can't wait to get my hands on this because I like this chair. Absolutely love it. I think it's really nice. It's got these charms. They're not that big. They're smaller so that you can use them on your kits, but it will match with what you're doing in the paper pumpkin. So it's a good add-on, I think. The Valley in Bloom. This is a beautiful one. I'm doing something with this today, and it's got this beautiful white luxe paper that you can see here that you can colour and create. And then it's got the scrapbooking kit. Now I'll bring mine over because this is what we used at the weekend. So it's your set of instructions, tells you everything you need and the photos that you'll need. But you don't need the photos to start off with. So there's one page, and you can see I've got photo pages marked, but I've also left room so that the photo can be stuck in there. Put plenty of adhesive on there so that when the photo's in, it's there. And isn't this a gorgeous, gorgeous page? This set just blew me away, and I absolutely love it. There's the partner to this page. You've got 3. And this is the beauty that you've got. You can stick them on, and these are just on with a little bit of seal, and I can twist that off and put my photo there. Journaling, a little spot for journaling. And we've got this one. And you can't tell me that these are not absolutely gorgeous pages. So for a beginner that hasn't scrapbooked, and like even here, you can get in and put your photos in because there you'd be right. But look at that. Aren't they just beautiful? There's another one. And there's another one. And how much fun was that? I haven't put embellishments on because the instructions say to colour some gems in Blackberry Bliss with their blends, but I don't have them. So I've sort of left the gems because I want to wait till I've got my photos. But there it is. It's done for you. So if you want to have a dabble in scrapbooking, $67 for one of the kits. And there's plenty left over for me to do cards or whatever with it. So I think it's a great way for a beginner to do it. So Jacinta, I know you were there the other day doing it. Has anyone that's on today, have you tried one of our scrapbooking kits? Because I think it's great. So then we've got the Scenic Coast. So this is a paper with a PVA gloss to it. Really pretty. You love it, do you, Jacinta? Yeah, I think it's going to swing me back to scrapbooking. And the thing is, you can put some pages together and give a scrapbook with some pages ready to go to someone as a gift. And that's a great idea, especially someone that's just had a new baby or Christmas. Yes, I know you're doing it as a class, the Ellen Boutique as a class. I think it'll be fun. So there's the Scenic Coast. It's beautiful. This is the only 6x6 paper that we've got this year. All the rest is 12x12. Beautiful Ordinary Life. So you can see the stamp sets and everything. So I'm not going to, look, again, another scrapbook kit. Velvet Meadow. This is flocked. I haven't seen it in real life yet, but you certainly have. That's good, Cherry. So, yeah, so there's some beautiful ones. This paper I can't wait to see. Moonlit Flora. I always say floral. Flora. Look at the beautiful designs in that. And then we go to our bundles. And the beauty of what we're doing, stamping up very clear to let you know that they're new. And you can see here all the new ones. So the Scallop Blooms and the Boutique Blossoms, which was the year-long set. The bundles will be here for the whole year. There's some beautiful bundles in here. But, you know, you can see the Words of Beauty bundle. That was out before. That's still here. The Banner Sayings bundle's still here. It's all there. Our Stamp Positioner is out. And it is, I love this one. It is so easy to use, minimal effort. Now, Cherry, Jacinta, I think both of you have got these. Hello, Sharon. How are you? You have not missed my live. You're still here. How do you find this particular one to our previous one? I find it so simple to just press, and there's the other one, you had to put a lot of effort into it. I love this, and the single piece you can use if you're lining up a sentiment and you want that sentiment straight. Use that as your block because it will work. And again, you've got this one stamp. These one stamp sets are absolutely marvellous because if you wanted to do a card, and in this case they've done Get Well cards using ephemera, quick, easy cards. Yeah, you like it. Yeah, I thought you would because I do. So there you go. You can see here where it says suite and bundle. So they're very quick to clear so that you can see what's available in a suite or a set. You flick through. I won't go die cut machines, you know, we can't go past that one of them, you know. Then they have, which we used to have, and I love that this is back, all our dies in one section, our embossing folders and punches. We have more than 3 embossing folders. So these are the new ones, but if you go on to the online shop, you will find them. Then our designer series paper, clear and easy to see. Again, it's clearly marked whether that it belongs to a suite or if it's a standalone paper, which the in colour, which is now 12 by 12, is a standalone paper. And then you've got your in colours, like your two-tone paper, sorry. There's some specialty papers here. So there's plenty to go through. Our scrapbooking books, page protectors, ephemera. This is a standalone paper. And then your embellishments, all your adhesives, everything that you need is all here and you can just flick through. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I am itching for my order to come for these shimmer brushes because we could not order it beforehand. So I am really itching to get that. Then our ink pads, which I showed you last week, they are magnetic and they are so easy. At the end of, in 12 months' time, they will be moving to all our ink pads being magnetic. But that doesn't mean you have to go out and get magnetic ones now. No. Just get them when you want them. If you don't want to go to the magnetic ones, I would suggest now's the time to stock up on ink refills, because once they are changing them over, the ink refills will become harder to get. A great page where you can see what you've got. Now, the classic stamp pads, which is this one, they are $19.25. But our new magnetic one, which is like this, they are $25. So please be aware that there is a price difference, because you can be looking at it and not realise. And then you've got the index of everything that you need. And then it's talking about our stamp rewards. I think this has been one of the game changers that Stamping Up have brought in. I mean, let's face it, we all have a card when we go supermarket shopping that we swipe so we can get a little bit of reward somewhere along the line on our grocery shopping. So why not with our card making? So 10%, all you have to make sure is that when you sign up, you opt in to the rewards, and you can use it on your next order, or you can let them build up, but you've got 12 months to use them. So just remember how long you've got some of them there for. And of course, the best part about Stamping Up is the community, the friendship, and everything else. If you're thinking of becoming a demonstrator, been sitting on the fence line or whatever, during May, up until the 31st of May, you can still purchase your starter kit, which is products you choose, because Stamping Up are aware that you might have products. So you can choose the products, and for $169, you can choose $300 worth of products. That's a lot of products. Then you will automatically get this pack of 5 new ink colours. What a great start. And if you already have got them, which you would have had to put an order in on the 5th of May, but if you've got them, you can spend another $65. But the ink pads are worth $112. Just double check to make sure that I've got it right for you. I don't want to give you a price. Yeah, $112.50 for the pack of 5 ink pads. So you're getting them thrown in. And so I think that's the better deal than $65 extra products. But for $169, you are getting over $400 for the products, counting the stamp pads. So that's great. If anyone is interested in joining, I'd love you to join my team, and please just reach out to me, send me a private message. I'll touch base with you and I will talk you through it, what's involved. And yeah, and let's face it, being part of the Stamping Up community, in my eyes, when I joined, it was only going to be for a short time to get stuff for myself. That was 7 years ago, and I'm still here. And I'm loving it because I love the community. I have met so many people that I would never have met if it wasn't for Stamping Up. And most of you on here today are people I did not know prior to joining. And the friendship to me means the world, because it is just so good to be able to touch base with one of you and talk. It's great. All right, enough chatting for today. So today I said we're going to do a double vision card. Now, you may have seen a few of it on the internet. They're around. They're a lot of fun. So when preparing for this, one thing I found, centimetres doesn't work because you're cutting 1/2 inch squares. half-inch strips. Half an inch is awkward in centimetres. So when you're looking at doing something, take it to the nearest inch. So in this case, I looked at my trimmer and I looked at what the American, because I got it from an American demonstrator, and she had 4 by 5.5. So 4 was a bit over 10, and I thought that was a little bit big considering our cards are 10.5. So that was going to squeeze a lot. So I decided to take it back. So I looked at 3.5, and that is 8.8. So that worked out really well. So 5.5 was exactly 14 centimetres. So I've chosen those two figures to work with. So I've cut a piece of paper, a piece of the designer series paper, and this is this beautiful, I should show you this one. Talked about it, but I didn't show you. This is the Life in Bloom paper. So let me just get it out because this paper is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So you've got a piece like this, beautiful snowdrops. Then it's the Darling Daffodil on one side. You've got the greens, again with the Darling Daffodil. I am mixing two colours up. Darling Duckling on this side. Then you've got this beautiful one that you could cut up into card fronts. And this bit, if you wanted to, you could use as for sentiments for when you're using it on this piece. So perfect for that. And that got this beautiful green on the other side. So there's Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce, Old Olive, let me see it. No, not Old Olive, I'll correct myself. So Basic Beige, Blackberry Bliss, so there's a little hint of it in this particular one here. Coastal Cabana, which is the blue that you can see in the background there. Darling Duckling, there's just a hint of it in this one. Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, and Pretty Peacock. So interesting variety of colours, but they work. So on the back of that is a nice basic beige check. You did yours in 2 centimetre strips. Okay. So basic beige on there, and then you've just got a green, a nice soft shadings of green. And then the one I'm using today is this one, which is the nice, and then it's got the Coastal Cabana on the other side. So it's great. So, yeah, so my suggestion is that when you work it all out, you work out what suits you for the size you want. So I'm doing a full front today, and I'll show you some that I've prepared for you that are smaller too. So just put this out of the way. So I'm going to cut these at 1/2 inch strips. And it is fun to do. And when you cut the strips, keep them in order. Now, I could have cut these beforehand, but I didn't want to because I was scared I was going to lose them. Pop that. Now, some demonstrators have shown that you need 2 pieces of paper to do it. Well, no. I found 1 piece of paper worked perfectly. Pop these all over, so just slide this across so I can get them. So the strips can be as wide as you want. Like Cherry has said, she's done hers in 2 centimetre strips, but you can do it in what suits you. So there's my strip down the middle. Okay. I've then cut a piece of paper the same size as what I cut my DSP. Because when I tried to judge it, it's not that easy, especially when you're putting layers up and down. So that I found a bit difficult. By putting a piece of paper And if you want to, it can be a piece of copy paper if you're using white, or some two-tone cardstock, which is lighter. You could use either. I've just chosen cardstock because that's what I want. So I'm going to put some white. So first of all, I'm going to take the first strip. So I've got them in the order. And I'm going to pop this one right down the end here. I picked a pretty busy piece, but that doesn't matter because we will get that working. So I've got that piece lined up top and bottom. I'm then going to take my other strip and I'm going to pop that, making sure I've got it lined up with the pattern. Just going to sit that there. And then I'm going to glue this one. So I found, and Cherry, I don't know if you found the same, by putting all your glued pieces down first, it works a lot easier. So I'm just making sure that, so I'm just going to butt that up, keeping the pattern working really well. So you can see there, you would think that was one piece. So I'm going to lift that off because that's the piece that we're going to put up. So I'll take my next piece. And the reason I've done it this way is because it helps you making sure that you've lined up your pieces reasonably well, because nothing worse than your pattern being all over the place. So I'll just bump that, so I'll put that back in place, pop that, lining it up, making sure it all fits. It's right to the top. No, it's not to the bottom. This is why liquid glue is very good. You did yours the same? Yes. I think this was the easiest, and I look at the people that the Americans that I've seen using two pieces of paper. I thought that was a waste to start off with, and yeah, I reckon it would be harder to line up on another piece of paper. So I'm going to line that up there, pop that there, and because I know that's going to fit there, I'm just going to put the glue down there and then pop this on. I'll pop that in place just like so. And bingo, they are done. Some of you may have done this before because I believe they have been called eclipse cards. But I'll be honest, I've never done one. And so this was a challenge for me. Okay, so now I'm going to get the dimensionals out. So I'll get my first strip. And I'm going to place dimensionals. So one at the top, one at the bottom, one in the middle, and then I'm going to fill where I feel it needs it. So about 5, I feel would be enough across there. I'm going to take my pick tool and remove the backings. Now before I put it down, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue just on the back of the backings. I'm just going to cover the sticky area. And you might think this is a bit of an overkill, but I'm doing this because we are lining up paper. And as you know, when you use dimensionals, they stick. They stick very quickly. So I'm going to take this, line it up with my pattern, making sure it's in the right place. And if I need to slide it, it will slide. Look at that. Look at that. Just slide it a little bit this way. There we go. So you see, it does help to have that little bit of wiggle room. Oh, the adhesive strips. Oh, you mean the thin ones, I assume, Fiona? would never have thought of using them, but that sounds like a great idea. And hello. So pop that in. The adhesive strips would have been very good. So yeah, just pop that. Pop them on there. Can't find anything. That's okay, Fiona. I figured out what you meant. The penny didn't drop straight away. A bit thick today. Now I'll get this one. Very carefully lift it up. And again, line up my pattern. This technique, I don't know about you, those of you who have tried it, I just think it's a stunning technique that you can use on a card. I have no idea why I've never tried it before today, whether I hadn't seen it or just looked at it and thought, oh, that's a bit hard. But now that I figured it out, it's not as hard as I thought. Now, take the backs off. Okay, take them off. Once again, just a little bit of glue. And this tip for dimensionals is something you can do whenever you use dimensionals, because it just helps you to line up your product straight. Pop that in. Cherry, when you did it, did you put a piece of cardstock underneath, or did you just line it up and hope for the best? There we go. So there's my piece, nicely set up. So as I said, I've cut a piece of cardstock that's just 0.5 of a mil bigger because I wanted to give that a border. And as I said, I did one, my very first one was with a border. And yeah, I just personally felt lining it up was just hard. Maybe I'm a lazy step. I don't know. I just found it hard. Right, so I'm just going to glue that flat because you've got dimension on there already. And there we go. Look at that. And there is... So we cut paper, stick it all back together again. So I'm going to put this on a piece of white. And I'm going to put that on there. And I think I might pop some dimensionals under that. But I want to put some ribbon. And I've grabbed this Darling Duckling ribbon, which came out last year. But I've cut it in half because I want a big, loose, floppy bow, and I just wanted it to be wispy and delicate. So I'm debating, I might just use one. I was going to use two, but no, I think it'll be too heavy. There's enough on the background. So I'm going to make a nice big bow. And I'm not going to put it down just yet. What I was very remiss about was not showing you the stamp set or the dies. So I apologise for that. So this is the stamp set. Beautiful sentiments, stamps. I love this one here. To a forever kind of friend, which you could add on the inside, to one of the nicest people I know, or so grateful for you, to one of the nicest people I know. Happy for you, happy birthday, a little thanks. This insert, what I call this one the insert one, to one of the nicest people I know. I think it's really nice. So It's a really pretty stamp. And there's the dies. This, and this is the stamped image, and these all are die cuts. So I've die cut that lovely lattice work. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I've got it here because I just think I like that. So this is what's been going in my brain, which is a bit mush today because it was a big weekend, but I'll put that there. So I reckon I might sit that like so, pop that. And then I've stamped in my black. I love Secret Sea. I stamped 3 of the images, 2 of these. I didn't stamp the leaves because they're huge. And I think I have popped one because originally I was going to stamp it in green, but that's the size of the leaf. It looks great with this, but then when I go to put it on there, it just swallows the page, in my opinion. So this is what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm thinking of popping that there and maybe just 2 of the flowers like so. I might tuck that one underneath. I think I'll pop a little bit of colour. You found it easy, Cherry, to do it that way. Lucky you. It might be my eyes at the moment because, yeah, it was just struggling, but at least I know when I'll have my eye surgery, which will be great. So I'm going to use some pencils because the one colour I do not have in blends is garden green. And garden green's the most predominant colour. And I've got it in this ink, but it didn't work for what I wanted to do. So I thought, oh, well, I'll use some garden green and some old olive. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of colour. And when you're using pencils, you do not necessarily need to go all the way. So I'm just going to then add a little bit of the old olive, and I'm not going to go all the way to the end of the leaf. Take my blender pen and I'm just going to blend the colour through. So I'm going to drag it up to the end of the flower, of the leaf, just like so. Being very careful here near the snowdrop. I'm just putting a bit of colour up here. So I'll bring it up so you can see. So you see how it's done the colour? It's blended them beautifully together and it's just given it that little bit of a hint. So I just wanted that leaf to be nice. So I'll do the same again on this one, just with a little bit of the garden green at the bottom. Then put a little bit of old olive, overlapping it a bit because, again, once I use this, it overlaps. I'll pop that through, just blending the colours through. I'm glad that one turned out a little bit darker because that's what I wanted. So, do this one. Who likes this lily of the bloom paper? I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the flowers and that. I'm probably a sucker for flowers, more so than I've realised. Because when I had a clean up of my old sets, there were lots of flowers in there. I know we have a lot, but I just like using them. Pop some colour. So never forget your pencils, because I nearly did when I was trying to work out colour and how to do this, because they sit to one side of my desk and I forget to bring them out. A little bit of old olive in there just gives the leaf a bit of colour, and then I've just dragged it to pretty well drag out. So where's my bit of paper to clean my brush, because always clean your brush when you finish with it. So what I'm going to do now, hello Vicky, welcome. So what I'm going to use now is I'm going to use a little bit of basic grey. Vicky, what we've been doing, I've just shown how to do the double vision card, how we're setting it up. Now I'm putting my embellishments together. So I've just done some stamping and I'm using my pencils because I didn't have garden green in the blends. But now that I'm doing it it's going to be a little bit different to the paper and softer, I think. So I'm going to use the basic grey because when I look at I'll show you where I got the idea from. So when I look at this particular piece of paper, there is grey, the basic grey around them. So I'm going to try and create that look as best I can on these little flowers. So we're just going to put a little bit of colour down the bottom and around the edge. I'll just pop that in there. How many of you have the pencils that you use? Because they're a great complement to the blends, and we can use them together. Put that in there. So I'm just basically throwing some grey, just colouring a little bit of grey on the snowdrops. I think it's what you'd call them, wouldn't you? Oh, or are they lily of the valley flowers? I'm not very good at it. I love my flowers, but I'm not very good at it. Yours is in transit. So just about there. This big one's the hardest one. So I'm going to grab them and just blend the colour. So this is going to create a soft, and if I'm a little bit hard somewhere, it's just blending that through. Do you know, I don't think I could pick up a colouring book with pencils since we've been using these since I've been using these pencils, because I just like the softness of it. Lily of the bloom flowers, they are the lily of the bloom. Okay, I know that's what the set's called, but I just wasn't sure if that's what the flowers, because I keep calling them snowdrops. Maybe that's the flowers I remember as a child. Well, Mum always called them snowdrops, and they probably were, but... And we'll just do these on here. Again, just create some colour. Because we only want... I'll just show you what I've done on the others with this one when I've got it finished. So all I've done is this, just added that little bit of grey. Now I could leave it like that, but I just want to soften the edges and the blend, the bits in between. That's why I'm using the pencil. You called them snowdrops too, yeah. You have both sets of pencils? Yeah. I think I've got to buy, like lemon lime twist, and that's not in. I think there's a set with that one in. I know there's one that I'm missing the set, but snowdrops, that's what I thought you meant, Fiona. When they did the refresh, the pencils changed, and I hadn't been using them very often, but now I'm using them a lot more, so that might be the next thing. But if they do a new refresh next year, there may be a refresh in the pencils. Okay, there we go. I'll get rid of that grey. So they're nice and soft, and you've got the soft colouring there. And where is that? So I'm going to pop that. Got to make sure I've got it right before I go too far. Have you ever stuck something down and then thought, oh my goodness, I have done that wrong? So I reckon I'm going to pop that there, pop my ribbon, Set that there. Might set that under the ribbon, I think. Yeah, that looks better. And then we'll put our leaves. I'll put these flowers on dimensionals up the top. I think that will look good. Probably bring them all down to cover that. There we go. Maybe drop that. Okay. I like what I'm looking at. Right. I don't think I've burnished this, but I'll do that again. It's better. So we'll get some dimensionals on the back of this. Now, Miss Sharon, you might think I'm not putting enough on this. I know you like your dimensionals. I know we certainly used a lot of dimensionals putting the scrapbooking page together. So, get these off. And pop the glue on. This one must be running out. That'll be my luck. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it can do it to the end of today. Just pop that in the middle. Now that I've got that down. And unfortunately, I don't have any adhesive sheets. I would recommend use anything like this, use an adhesive sheet. Mine is in my order that's on its way somewhere, so I should have done this beforehand. I'm just going to pop a bit of glue just here and there. And what I like to do is let it go transparent. When you do that, the glue won't ooze, and that will allow you to stick it down. So I'll just put that to one side and just let that go while I decide what I'm doing with the rest of it. I think I need a piece of white cardstock so I can do my sentiments. And I've got a strip here. Yeah. Waste not, want not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the happy birthday out of this set. And I will do this in the green. We'll keep the green theme going. And then I might border it with the green afterwards. That is such a pretty set, pretty one. So I'm just going to cut that, drop that on there. Probably should have had my mat. Oh, look at that. Look at that, ladies. How pretty is that? I love the delicacy and the fineness of this font. That is really, really nice. Absolutely beautiful. Very happy with that. So I'll close that up. And a trimmer, which I know I had that little trimmer here just a minute ago. But then I probably stuck all my papers on there and it's disappeared. Can't be that far away. Do you ever do that? Where you can't find anything on your table once you've been started to craft? There it is. I did have something on top of it, and because it's small, it doesn't take much to hide. So I'll just take that to about there, and then I'll just trim this to about. So no measurements, just, yeah, that looks about right. So I do think this definitely needs a piece of green underneath it. So I'm going to use some garden green. So once again, just to get a scrap And I don't know about you, but I keep my colours in with my cardstock. So the only one I keep separate is white, because sometimes I dig white up for something that I don't need the colours. So I'm going to just glue that flat on there. And then I will trim around it to make it fit. Will it fit that way? No. I'll just pop that on. No guesswork. This is one of the best trimmers, I think. Like, we're very lucky to have this little trimmer out, but sadly no one else can have it. No one else can use it, and I think that's a bit rough, but I wish they'd bring a little one out. There we go. Got that done. Bingo. Nice and easy. So I'm taking that into account with all what I'm doing. Right. So, my bow in. Because I made different ones for you as your samples, this one, you're watching me make it because I'm doing it completely different. And I have put my glue dot somewhere. Okay, where'd you do? Is it an enter? Has to be here. Oh well, it's life, isn't it? So I'm going to take this. I reckon I might put that. Yeah, put it here in the middle. Just pop that there. And because I put the glue on and allowed it to get tacky, it is tacky, so it sticks. And that way you're not getting that oozing coming out when you stick it down. So I'm thinking I'll put that, maybe put the ribbon over the top like so. Keep that one flat and then put those others up. So, you know what, when we finish, those glue dots, which were here this morning, will turn up. So, I had a die go missing and I thought, well, that's it, it's gone, I won't see it. And it was on my desk. Now, my window's to my left here, and it's quite a distance away. Well, when I found it, it was sitting on the ledge of the window. How it got over there, that is the $64,000 question. I do not know, because I was die cutting. So the die still had the cardstock in it. Right, I might have to use a little bit of tear and tape on this just to cover that. See, I haven't got a glue dot. Let's put a little bit of that over the top. Put that in place. I'm going to take the backing off because I might as well use it to help stick some of my other things on. So just let that lift. Oh, doesn't want to come. Jack, were you fixing up your screen today? It does not want to come to me. Hello, Miss Kay. That's all right. You've always got the replay to watch. Right, now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of these. So I've just been doing the double vision card. Just got to work out how to do these. And now I'm decorating it. Ugh, oh, my teeth back in. I'm going to use some minis because the minis will work really well in the smaller areas where the big dimensionals won't fit. It's always handy to have these extras. Well, it went live that I saw, Jacinta. So when you were doing the testing, it popped up on my screen. I just happened to be sitting down. Oh, I hope you can work it out. All right, take my backs off. Now, I'm not going to put dimensionals on the back of these, glue on the back of these, because once they're down, they're going to be down. So I'm just going to sit this over to one side, like so, and I'm very lucky I did not put dimensionals there. And do the same with the next one. Yeah, but not the way it should. Oh, okay. And then this one will just sit. I'll sit slightly over. There we go. Look at that. Keep the bow there, and I'm going to just trim that up. I cleaned up before I started. Hence why I can't find anything. And we'll pop that. Take the ribbon. Now, last but not least, I'm going to put the happy birthday. Oh, I love that happy birthday. And I'm going to use that just so that that looks like it's coming out of the pot. So I'm just going to put dimensionals on these two strips here because that's where I want it. I'm just going to put one there. And one there. Probably one in the middle here. So lift those up. Yes, I know I've got a squeak. It's only just started since I've gone live. Up until before, nothing. But gone live and it's squeaking today. So, sorry, ladies. Oh, it's ready. Yeah. Oh, well, I'll get Ferdy to have a look at it. There we go. Now, of course, cannot have a card without some wink. So I'm going to pop just a tiny bit of wink on the flowers. Just making sure that's coming out. I think this one, yeah, this one's nearly empty. Okay. Can I have wink? As I said, that's why I'm going to be so eager to see what the shimmer brushes are like. So we'll just put some on there. And then, of course, we've got to splatter it, don't we? I'll just put some splatter on. Because it is such a delicate card, I think, anyway. So I'm going to find these dewdrop. I think they're more for the other one. No, they're the ones that came with it. Oh, I like those. Look at these. Aren't they beautiful? So I'll cut through that. The Coastal Cabana ones got the on thing. Pop them back. There it is. Oops, he's gone walkabout. It's all right. We'll find him. So I could choose to use Coastal Cabana, but I don't think I will. But I love that green. It's beautiful. So we're going to pop some of those. So first of all, I'll put a couple of little ones. Oh, they like to fly. I'm going to put 2 on the sentiment and then add a couple in here. So I'm going to put 5 on here because I've got this couple on the sentiment. Yeah, okay, we'll pop it just there. They were the Shimmering dots. Aren't they beautiful? They're absolutely lovely. So there's the card. It's got the wink on it. And that makes a great little birthday card. So what I had done previously, so there's one using the Gallery Blooms paper. So I did one there. And I've done one with another piece of the Gallery Blooms. That's from our kit. We've got one done there. And then this is another one with the lily of the bloom. So they are absolutely lovely. Oh, RP7 silicone spray. Thank you, Glenda. I have to go up the street later, so I will go and get myself some. So I apologise, ladies, for the noise. So I hope it didn't annoy you too much. So there you go. If I've put these 2 together, these are 2 different pieces of paper from the same suite, same birthday I have used, but how different do they look? So you can see it's just such a pretty little card. And I didn't use these gems. I just used some sequins on this. Screws may be loose. Well, that could be a point. My brain might have screws loose. That might be what you're hearing. Okay, so that's the cards today, ladies. So different look with different papers. And, let's face it, it's your imagination that's going to change it all. And they look so different, each and every one of them, because of the type of paper. So if you haven't had a go at this, please have a go. I've had a lot of fun trying it and doing it, and it's not a hard way to do. So I think we've had a lot of fun today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall catch up with you next Monday. So we'll see you all then, same place, same time. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Bye.